venues in all of the NFL resides in the heart of Nashville, Tennessee, and that's where we find ourselves at Nissan Stadium. The whole of downtown Nashville likely still reverberating with the sounds of the Titans taking a field a moment ago. They're ready for football as their Titans are set to match up with the Jacksonville Jaguars. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. These two teams, you might recall, met up back in September in Week 3. And it was the visiting Titans who were victorious in that one. So now they'll look for the sweep here back home in Nashville. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Ebron caught left side. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Got his man. That's the Pro Bowler Julio Jones. And he will have a Titans first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Henry running right. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he just throw the ball away, and he winds up only picking up a yard or 2.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll set up a throw. And he finds his target, Ebron. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. Back to throw here. And caught right side, Green. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
On 2nd down, here's Henry. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, and now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And the Jaguars are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them, and an absolute shock for the quarterback, because he went into it, he saw the numbers we saw, he watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be, but early in this one, advantage defense.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Lawrence to throw. Connection made with Chenault, and he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
On 1st down, Robinson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. These two teams met in Nashville earlier in the year, with the Titans coming away victorious. So a win here in Nashville would give them the season series. 2nd and 7. Lawrence with the handoff to Robinson. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Here's Lawrence. He's got his big tight end, Farrell, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big connection on that one. 39 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll run it now with Robinson. Bringing him down defensively, Jayon Brown.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7. Ready?
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Here's Robinson again on 2nd down. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Now Lawrence. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
And Lambeau will put this one through, and the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. The Titans on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. Running right through him. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 43 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you should have a few men in the box there.
And incomplete. He dropped it. Maybe a rookie mistake there. 2nd down. On play action, they'll throw. Short little throw to Ebron. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Now back to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Green. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. Back to the ground now. It's Henry. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. I actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they've wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Green. And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Good job there of getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a first down.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Yeah, the Titans are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. He couldn't quite reach the chalk, but they'll have it at the 1-yard line. Henry will take this into the end zone for a Titans touchdown. Now, CD, there didn't seem to be much resistance there down near the goal line.
Yeah, partner, from what I saw there, not a real good job of matching up defensively because to me, they look like they were just in their base 3-4 package. You need bigger bodies in there in a goal line type situation. The 3-4 fine between the 20s, but not down here when you're guarding your end zone.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Jamal Agnew now to return it. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Jaguars take over first and 10.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Now they come into this one with an 0-8 record. The playoffs obviously out the window weeks ago. For now, their season boils down really to one question. How do we come up with that first win?
It's a great question, and I do think that they'll get it because they've been close a few times. But in order to get it done, morale has to stay high, so a lot of that goes on the coaching staff. You know, easy to coach when you're 7-1. That's a piece of cake. But with their record right now, how do they manage to keep these guys going in the right direction? And they're going to need some help from some of those veterans in the locker room as well.
That catch good for 5. It's third down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
On third down, Robinson. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Lawrence will throw. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
They had enough yards for the first down, but a clutch hit right there defensively. Jars it free, no first down.
Looks like the offense is going to take another shot here. They're going on 4th and 13. And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence. That's going to be caught. It's Shenault. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd and 16. They run the counter. It's Robinson. Only 2 yards on the carry. That's going to set up a 3rd and long. 3rd and 15 to be exact. Now Lawrence to throw. That's out wide here for Robinson. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Well, don't tell any defensive coordinator I played for, but that might be considered a win for both teams because defensively they stopped them short and forced the 4th down. But offensively, they picked up enough yards to give their kicker a better shot if that's what they want to do.
The kick by Lambeau is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And with a 1-point lead, you'd have to think they'll be looking just to get this to halftime. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And a pretty good run, all things considered. Probably would have liked that in the first quarter instead of right now as the clock continues to run. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Complete to Jones. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Flush to his right. Looking for Pryor long. And that is incomplete. So we've reached halftime here in Nashville, the Music City, with the Titans out in front, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. The Jaguars with work to do. They trail here as we are back underway on EA Sports. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Lawrence. He's got his tight end. It's Chris Manhertz. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. They'll run on 1st down. It's Robinson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I have to think a major focus at a halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
And he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Again, it's Robinson. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. On play action, Lawrence. Dancing to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And Lambeau will put this one through, and they jump back in front here. It's 9-7. Well, they don't get a touchdown here on the opening drive of the third quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down where they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
And he is down at the 48, a pickup of 4 that started at one 48-yard line and ended at the other.
Hey, let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
75 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Derrick Henry. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Now we've got movement up front. I think this is going to be on the Titans. Now after the false start, here's 2nd and 7. Back to throw. This complete to Jones.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Back to throw now on first down. His throw incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. They'll look to throw here, eluding the pressure right. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Andre Cisco. And the Jags are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. And I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They'll run again here with Robinson. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Got an extra defensive back out there for the Titans now here for 3rd down. They run. Robinson. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Lawrence. Able to complete this to Shenault. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
I want to take your role, partner, but up in the 4th quarter and going for it on 4th down and picking it up. How about that?
A big chance. That's why football is not for the faint of heart. On 1st down, Robinson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Meanwhile, Lawrence's throw complete there to Thomas. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Well, a clear running situation. Try to take time off the clock. You ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they had shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit them over the top.
From midfield now, Lawrence. This is Shenault on the receiving end. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. They run the counter. It's Robinson. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
And he is going to have a Jags 1st down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
And that pickup of a 1st down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this will probably get away from them.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 23. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They'll run on 1st down. Robinson. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Come on, set. 70 in you. Check 50. 6,
Here's Lawrence to throw. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Harold Landry able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Caleb Farley. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. Inside of 2 minutes remaining in a 2-point ball game. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Shaquille Griffin in on the stop defensively.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Henry again on 2nd down. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 101 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. A 20th carry now for Derrick Henry. He had to fight that time. Ran through one tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage.
I know they got a little yardage there, but I'm not sure their investment is right. They're still running the football, and I'm not sure there's enough time to continue to do that.
2nd and 10. A handoff, running left, Henry. And they'll get to him just inside the 15, even after that strong run we witnessed. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. On 3rd down, Henry bulldozes past him. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. They still got 2 timeouts. Got to start using them, don't they?
You absolutely have to. You save them for this situation, but you have to use them.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. And his kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary, but you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
We'll see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. Pass complete, Thomas. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. A final shot now for Lawrence. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And the Titans are going to hang on the final play. They get the turnover to seal this football game. Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here. Coming down really to that last play. Great job defensively to get the pick and seal it.
And we know that every play during a game matters, You're never sure which one's going to be one of the key ones, but at the end of the game, when you analyze it, 3, 4, 5 plays are going to be the ones you focus on, and that last play was one of them. The last shot had to take it, and they came up with the interception and sealed their victory.
So for the Titans, the win gets them back over 500 at 5-4 on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, it's another week, another loss, as they fall now to 0-9. And they're going to get an extra week to stew over this, as they're not back in action until week 11.